If The Boys was called The Girls and Priyanka was leading it and you were playing a rom-com softie, what would that film or show look like? Hi, my name is Nikhil. I host a chat show in India on positive masculinity called Be a Man Yaar. Priyanka, my wife Daisy, is a massive fan of yours. I've literally made a song for her called My Daisy Girl. And we now also have a baby girl, Noor. So I loved seeing us. Thank you. So I loved seeing Cell's new mum power. I thought that, she doesn't have to be a superhero. She's a mother. Do you see yourself that way as well now? That if you touch my child, I'll kill you?
Yes, actually, that was a big motivating force for me. When I read this script for the first time, I was a new mom. My daughter was almost 2 years old when it came to me. And for the first time in my life, I understood that feeling that if you come for my family, I will rip you in half, and I don't know where I would get that strength from, but I've seen that strength in my mother and in my grandmother. And I recognize that female rage when you come for their family. And that was really the North Star for me on this movie for Ursel.
I relate very hard. Karl, you are brilliant as Connor and Butcher. I want to ask, as the father of two sons, how can we raise emotionally healthy young men in today's times?
I think that the goal of any parent is to try and get as much goodness into the jelly before it sets. To me, that's always, that is the fundamental job. And I think that the most important thing that you can do as a parent is invest time and energy, be present with your children. And I think as a parent, if you don't feel like on some instances that you're messing it up, then you're not doing it right. I feel like it's, you learn from your children. They teach you so much, and the most important thing that you can do is be there for them, be present, and engage with them, and be interested in what they're interested in.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. For both of you, what's an advice you have for me as a recent girl dad to raise a strong, badass Desi girl?
Well, what I would tell you is something that my father did, was he gave me space to be myself. So you come from a Desi family, you understand. But when I was like 5 or 6 years old, we would be hanging out with my dad's and my parents' friends, and it's evening, everyone's hanging out together, and they're having a conversation, and I was opinionated. So when I would have an opinion at 5, he would stop all his friends from talking and give me the stage and say, yes, what did you have to say? Without being cute about it, But he gave me agency very young in my life. And I think that really was something I admire a lot. And another thing that I see, something similar to what Karl said with my husband now, is, being present, listening to what she's saying, hearing her, even at a really small age. It makes such a big difference to a child's confidence when they feel heard. So
well said. Karl, do you have an advice?
Sometimes I think it's nice to let your kids figure things out for themselves, and even if you know the answer to whatever the situation is, I think it's empowering for them to come to a realization on their own terms, and for them to feel like that they are, progressing and doing well, and positive reinforcement.
Perfect. Priyanka, I was at Harvard when you spoke about Bluff Master.
You were?
Yeah, I was. I was also speaking there.
Yes, we met there.
Yeah. So from Bluff Master to the Bluff, what is the one thing you've had to unlearn about yourself and your ambition as a brown-skinned woman?
We set a lot of guilt for ourselves as Desi women, or women in general, whether that's mom guilt, whether that's I'm not working hard enough, or I didn't take care of everything, and, I missed something, so you can't sleep at night. You kind of ask yourself 20 questions every 5 minutes. And I think I had to unlearn a little bit of that and allow myself to sit back and say, I'm capable, I know my job, and as long as I just focus on being capable, like the best mom I can be, the best actor I can be, the best collaborator I can be, it'll turn out okay, instead of living in that anxiety. I'm still working on it. It's not done yet.
All of us are. Okay, this is a serious one. Karl, you've always played baddies, but if The Boys was called The Girls and Priyanka was leading it and you were playing a rom-com softie, what would that film or show look like?
So, okay, there's a lot going on there.
You're in a romantic comedy.
So Priyanka
boys.
she's the boy, she's the hard ass, and I'm the romantic comedy version.
Yeah.
So
She's
I'd be.
I watched that movie. by
I'd
the
watch
way.
that. I'd be like the Huey character to her butcher. I'd watch that totally.
Yeah,
I'd love
watch
that.
movie. I think that would be interesting.
I appreciate your time. Thank you so much and wish you all the luck for the Bluff.